What's going on, YouTube family? This is your man Pristine, back with another video. Here before you is the ZTE AXON 35G, and I'm gonna unbox it for you right now. All right, now about 2.5, maybe 3 months ago, ZTE released just out of nowhere the ZTE AXON 30 Ultra 5G. Now, of course, one of the main things about that device was the Ultra title, given the fact that before it dropped, we had the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra, and then we had the Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra. So I was curious, like, okay, how was ZTE's Ultra branded device going to stack up against the competition, especially given the fact that ZTE was only charging $749 for their Ultra titled device. And so I ordered it, got it in, and personally, I think that that is probably the best Ultra device that you can get your hands on. You know, that's just my personal opinion. I mean, so of course, when they followed up with the ZTE AXON 30 5G, then I was like, yo, yeah, I gotta get that. I gotta get that. So here it is. It just got delivered today. I already had the studio and everything set up, eagerly anticipating its arrival. Now that it's here, here we are. Let's go. Price point for this joint, $499.99. You can go to ZTEUSA.com right now and order this bad boy. Link will be down in the description. All right, $499.99. This phone was released on the 9th of September. Today is September 23rd. It's your boy Pristine's 43rd birthday today. And yes, rather than out here turning up and getting crunk, oh man, getting crunk, man. Who says that anymore? You know what I'm saying? Turn it up and getting lit. Yeah, that's what the young folks say. You know what I'm saying? Y'all getting out, getting lit, turning up, whatever, whatever. I'm here with you guys unboxing devices and playing with tech. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I prefer to spend my birthday. Call it weird. I'm just a tech nerd, man. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't afraid to admit it. So man, let's do this. We've got a 6.92 Full HD Plus 1080p by 2400 pixel AMOLED 120 Hertz display. We've got 2.5D Corning Gorilla Glass on the front. And I believe we've got, it's a rear shell 3D composite polymer on the back, which is a plastic material. The screen to body ratio is 80.8%. We've got a 400 ppi pixel density. We've got always on display. We've got a 20.5:9 aspect ratio. And that is it for the display specifications. Now the internals, the guts, the innards, the insides. We've got the Snapdragon 870 SoC chip. We've got which is a 7 nanometer 5G chipset. We've got an octa-core CPU. We've got an Adreno 650 GPU. We've got Android 11 fresh out of the box, running my OS 11 UI on top. All right, we've got 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage. We do have micro SD expansion for memory expansion up to, I believe, a terabyte. And let's see. Side note: the Snapdragon 870 mobile platform, it has a frequency of 3.2 gigahertz, which means that it's supposed to be like blazing fast when you're doing pretty much anything. It's got 190% improved CPU performance over last year's iteration, and then 330% improved GPU performance. That's pretty significant. All right, now on the cameras, on the rear, we've got quad lenses. We've got uno, dos, tres, cuatro. We got 4 lenses. All right, now we've got a 64 megapixel Sony IMX682 main sensor with an aperture of f1.8. This is a 25 millimeter wide lens with a 0.8 micron pixel featuring PDAF. We've got a 8 megapixel f2.2 120 degree 16 millimeter ultra wide lens. We've got a 5 megapixel f2.4 aperture macro lens, and we've got a 2 megapixel f2.4 depth sensor featuring dual LED flash, HDR, panorama. We do have 4K recording at 30 or 60 FPS. We have 1080p recording at 30 FPS. This is also featuring gyro, electronic image stabilization, and HDR. Okay. We are also featuring 10-bit video on the rear camera as well. And then on the front camera, we've got a 16 megapixel f2.5 wide lens. This is an under the display lens. Now, this is one of the things about this phone that is a highlight. And I guess apparently there was a device prior to this that ZTE released, and they were one of the first to implement the under the display camera into one of their devices. And my understanding is that it did not go too well. But according to sources, this is a much better version of the under the display camera. So of course, you know, when things are introduced, when they're in their infancy stages, it may take a little bit, but as time goes on, they get better and better and better. So it sounds like this is ZTE's second crack at making a device with an under the display camera, basically giving us a full screen display on the display with no cutouts, no punch holes, no notches, no nothing. The camera is hidden under the display, and from research that I've seen, the results are pretty impressive compared to what they were before on another device that ZTE had pushed out with the same technology. Okay. So again, 16 megapixel under the display selfie camera. We do have 1080p recording at 30 frames per second. And then we've got a feature, it's multi-camera for recording and shooting. So basically you can record and you record yourself, but then shoot video at the same time, which I think is pretty dope. And that feature was also on the Axon 30 Ultra 5G as well. And so it's good to see that it made its way here to the Axon 30 5G. Okay. There's also a smart vlogging feature and short video templates that you can utilize if you are vlogging from this device. Again, this is another technology that was also on the Axon 30 Ultra 5G as well. Now, battery life. We've got a 4,200 milliamp hour battery. We've got USB Type-C 3.0, USB on the go, hashtag bars. Apple, Samsung, take some notes. We've got a fast 65 watt charger in the box. Yes, in the box, not a separate accessory that you got to go spend more money on after you've already spent your $500 on this device. It is in the box. In the box. Samsung, Apple, in the box. Way less money. 65 watt charger in the box. Food for thought. Y'all do the dishes. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. We do have USB power delivery and quick charge 4+. Additional notable features. We've got Bluetooth 5.1. We've got NFC. We've got a 24-bit 192 kilohertz audio DAC, which I believe is in the Type-C port. There is no 3.5 millimeter headphone jack on this device. We've got an under-the-display optical fingerprint sensor. As I mentioned earlier, we've got a 120 hertz refresh rate and a 360 hertz touch sampling rate. We do have DTS X Ultra multi-dimensional sound. We've got a triple cooling system with a large vapor chamber and a plus Graheen copper matrix composite material, which is it's a high-powered heat transmission gel for gaming. So this phone is like geared towards gaming. That's why like the screen is so big. I mean 6.9. I mean that's damn near 7 inches for the screen size. This is a pretty. You can tell by the box. I mean this box is it is pretty big. You know what I'm saying? I mean so you know. Gaming on this device is going to be smooth sailing, and you've got a nice big canvas display to work with. All right, now the colors that you can get this in, you can get it in black, which is what this is. You already know, all black, everything, man. No racist, but all black, everything, man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then you got aqua. Now that aqua color is super dope, but it wasn't available upon purchase on the website, and I didn't want to wait. You guys know when it comes to these phones, I'm so impatient. I don't like to wait. I hate spending money and having to wait for the product that I paid for. So I'm just like, yo, let me go ahead and get the process rolling. The quicker I get it pre-ordered, the quicker I get it ordered, the quicker it'll get to me. So here we are all black everything. The dimensions, they're 189 grams. That equivals to 7.8 millimeters in thickness. All right. Now we've got nice white box, ZTE 30, Axon 30 Ultra, or I'm sorry, Axon 30 5G. Misspoke there. Side, we've got ZTE's logo for what the device is as well. At the top, ZTE. On the left, ZTE Axon 30 5G. And on the back, we've just, IMI serial number. And then here you've got your warning, cancer and reproductive harm. Qualcomm Snapdragon licensed by Qualcomm. Qualcomm aptX adaptive DTSX Wi-Fi 6 certified. If you didn't know that, yes, we do have Wi-Fi 6 on this joint, which is solid. Yeah, let's do the honors. Try not to cut myself here. All right. And ladies and gentlemen, we did get a ZTE tempered glass screen protector in the box for the ZTE Axon 30. This came in the package. I mean, so I already know just by how ZTE took care of me with the 30 Ultra 5G that there's going to be a case in here. So this is what I'm talking about. You're spending less money. You're getting a 65 watt charger. You're getting a protective TPU rubber case, and you're getting a tempered glass screen protector for 500 bucks. When you're spending $1,000 plus for the newest Samsung and iPhone devices, and all you get, ladies and gentlemen, is the device with no charging brick, no accessories, no nothing. It's shameful. Oh man. Wow, look at that design. My goodness, let me get this off of here. Hold up. Beautiful. Goodness gracious. Look at that. Look at the design and the glare. Look at that camera. Man, this is beautiful. Let me go ahead and fire it up. I know it's got some juice. Boom. Okay. A little vibration, which indicates that we are powering on. Now let's go ahead and see what else we got in the BizOx. Okay, wow, this feels pretty heavy, so I'm sure we've got just a ton of, whoa, okay. We've got the ZTE warranty card. We've got the, my goodness, the ZTE Axon 30 5G quick start guide, but look how thick that is. Is that really a quick start guide? I know it's just because you got a bunch of different languages, I know, but for those of you that didn't know that, you would see that full thickness and be like, woo, ain't nothing quick starting about that. Okay, we've got our SIM pin right there. Here is our case. Oh, okay, and this is plastic. The one that came with the Axon 30 Ultra was a rubber TPU, but this is just like a hard, clear plastic. Either way, I mean, it's nice. I'll accept that. I'll probably get on Amazon and see if I can order like a rubber TPU case, because I really like the feel of the rubber. It just adds some gripability, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to that hard plastic shell. It can be kind of slippery. But, boom, okay. Oh, wrong way. Okay, here we go. Here's our 65 watt charger, a wall adapter that Samsung and Apple need to take notes on. Oh, whoa, there was something else in there. What else is in here? Oh, what is it? Oh, okay. And we got a dongle. Okay, so we got the Type-C to 3.5 millimeter dongle. So again, that's another indicator that there is no 3.5 millimeter headphone jack on the device itself. God, man, ZTE is just schooling Apple and Samsung right now. Okay, so for 500 bucks, we got a case, a screen protector, the charger, and we get the dongle. Okay, both Apple and Samsung, they no longer have 3.5 millimeter headphone jacks on their devices. And so this, for the people that still want to plug in, is extremely useful. And it should not have to be an additional accessory that they have to go out and purchase after they spent their $1,000 plus. It's absolutely ridiculous. And then here, $500, we got it all. Come on, man. All right, and here is our Type-C, whoa, Type-C to Type-C charging cable. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen, for the unboxing experience for the ZTE AXON 30. Now, this device does not have wireless charging capabilities, I don't believe. And I'm not concerned about that in the least bit, given the fact that it's got 65 watt charging. But what I am going to do is use this as a stand for the device to hold it up. And well, I'll do that in a minute. But right now we'll go over the dimensions. Okay, so 6.9 inches, MyOS, welcome. 6.92 corner to corner. Man, this phone is pretty big, man. It's pretty massive. It feels good in the hands. I like the way that it's curved around the sides from the right to left, around to the front. It gives it, you know, an easier feel. I mean, you know, I like the aspect ratio, 20.5 by 9. I mean, so it's tall. It's not necessarily thick, but it's tall. But even with small hands, you would think that, oh my God, that screen size is massive. And you would think that it would be cumbersome. The phone, it's not that heavy and it's thin. I mean, so it's easy to wield. I mean, it's not, I mean, I've been dealing with big phones. I mean, so it's not a big deal to me. I can see how this may be uncomfortable for some, but yeah, I'm used to these bigger types of devices, and so this does not bother me. Now, on the right, here is our power button right there. I felt like there was some rigidity there, but apparently there's not. But we've got the power button right here, and then we've got the volume rocker right there. Up top, we've got nothing but a little noise canceling microphone right there. You can see that in the glare. To the left of the device, it's pretty clean. There's nothing there on the left. On the bottom, here is our speaker, and apparently this phone does not have stereo speakers like we find on the AXON 30 Ultra 5G, but that's not really a big deal to me. We've got another noise canceling microphone right there. Here's our Type-C port for charging. Here is our SIM tray right there, and this is where we can house a nano SIM and an SD card slot, or well, there's an SD card slot in there for memory expansion for your SD card. All right, and then to the back of the device, wow, God, that is a thing of beauty. I really like the way that looks. I like the way the camera array looks. I mean, it's different, and I like different. I like the design on it. You can see right there, it says AXON. That is super slick. And then of course on the right side of the bottom, it says AXON ZTE 5G. What's that saying? The cameras. NeoVision photography. Little words right there, written right there. You can't see it because it's in small lettering, but it says NeoVision photography. Okay. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video here for a bit. I'm gonna go ahead and get everything set up, and then once I get to the desktop, we'll jump back in. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so here we are at the desktop for the ZTE AXON 30 5G. Now, I just went straight from, you know, the initial start screen right when it's fresh out of the box to the desktop. I haven't set up anything, and I did that purposely because I want to show you guys the exact amount of storage space that we've got on the device fresh out of the box. Now, this is the 128 gig variant. As I mentioned, we do have expandable storage, but fresh out of the box, if we go to the settings here, go to About Phone, and you'll see we've got iOS version 11, Android 11. And we'll scroll down, we got the build number, hardware version, IMI 1, IMI 2, you know, the CPU, Qualcomm Snapdragon 870. This is a flagship device. You know, it's not a mid-range or anything like that, even though it's being sold for a mid-range price. We've got an 800 series Snapdragon processor in here, which is flagship caliber. Okay, so this is a flagship device. RAM capacity 8, screen info 2460 by 1080, SIM status, pop-in status. That's just going to give you just the IP address, Wi-Fi MAC address, Bluetooth address, all that kind of thing. And let's see. All right, so when you click on Android version, again, Android 11, we've got the Android security update in July, so we need an update there. Hopefully that will come through pretty soon. Yes, I'm in. Okay. Google Play System update August 1st. Baseband version, blah, 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 build number, all that jazz. And then we've got the model ZTE A2322G. That's the model number of the device. And then ROM info, you see total 128, available 115. All right, so you could see that right there where it says ROM info. And so I just wanted to give you guys a quick indicator. You know, again, I really hope that we see a day where, because to me, this is false advertisement. You know, if a phone says that you've got 128 gigs of storage, then that's what you should have fresh out of the box, not including the pre-installed applications. So what I'm suggesting, ZTE and all you other companies that do the same thing, is put the exact amount of storage space on the device that will also absorb the storage space that will be taken by the pre-installed applications, leaving us with 128 gigs of storage if you're advertising that this phone in fact does have 128 gigs of storage. Because a lot of people who don't know that the pre-installed applications are taking up storage space out of that 128, they can be pissed off when they find out by looking at this that they've only got 115 gigabytes of storage as opposed to 128. It's very misleading. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yo, if it says that you got 128 gigs of storage, then that's what should be on here, given the fact that I haven't, you know, uploaded or downloaded any of my applications. That's very misleading. And, you know, to some people, that can be the determining factor as to whether or not people have to go out and spend additional monies on SD cards or whatnot. Now, thankfully, this device does have memory expansion. But for somebody who's under the impression that 128 is going to be just enough for my needs, and then they see, oh, well, they've only got 115 gigabytes because the pre-installed applications took some of the 128, then that could be the difference between somebody having to go buy an SD card versus not having to buy an SD card. You see? Some of you may be like, oh, whatever, Pristine, just go get an SD card. But trust me, I'm speaking up for the people. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking for those that care about such things, and I'm speaking for people that don't really care about such things. But there's going to be people out here where that's going to be huge for them. You know what I mean? And so, you know, yeah. So now that I showed that off, as you can see here we are at the desktop. And, you know, having the Axon Ultra 5G, can't really imagine that the experience is going to be too much different. And so I've gotten so used to the feel of that device. Now the Ultra has a 144 hertz display refresh rate. This has a 120 hertz refresh rate. And of course, if you scroll down, that's going to get you to your settings. Scroll down again. That's going to get you to your quick toggles. Okay, to customize those quick toggles, you just hit the little pin icon right there, and then you can, you know, long press and move the quick toggles where you want them to be. There's more of them down here. So if they're not in your initial, what, 4, 8, 12, 16, if they're not in your initial 16, then you've got more down here that you can click and drag up. And then things that you don't want in your initial 16, you can click and drag those to the bottom to take them off of your, take them out of your 16. Okay. So yeah, that's how you do that. We'll go ahead and hit the arrow to go back. Then we'll go ahead and pop into the settings really quickly. And then we've just got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, mobile networks, more connection settings. This is where you're going to have your NFC. Again, I don't use NFC, and I just, I don't need it on because it takes battery. So I always turn that off to help save some battery life. But again, you got cast, NFC, VPN, private DNS, and then advanced. And that's going to take you to printing, Chromebook, nearby share, and Android Auto. All right, that's under more connection settings. Now we've got home screen and lock screen. And so we've got themes, wallpapers, home screen settings, ZTE locker, always on display, and then lock screen settings. Now, if we go to home screen settings, this is where you're going to, whether or not you want to have added app icons loaded onto your home screen. You can turn that off to disable that. You've got home screen badge icons, and basically what that is when you get a notification, it's going to show like a little red dot right next to the application, as you guys can see on the device there. You can turn that off if you don't want that. You could also select whether or not you just want a dot or a number inside of a dot. I just chose the number inside of the dot because it's cool to be able to look at that little dot next to the icon and then have a number next to it, or a number inside of the dot that tells you the exact amount of notifications that you've got. Okay, I like those little details. All right, going back, we've got icon layout. By default, it's on 6x4, which you've got 6 apps going down, 4 going across. I'm a 5x5 guy. Okay, wow, that just completely changed my home screen. Okay, so another way to access that too is to long press on the display and then go to settings. And we'll just go back to 6.4 for now for the sake of the, or was that 6x5? Yeah, it was 6.4. Okay. Well, you see that changed my home screen around. I'm not really a fan of that, but whatever. But that's the icon layout. We've got home screen mode or display, so we've got display home screen and all apps, or display home screen only. So when you hit display home screen and hit apply, that's just going to show you your home screen, but then you don't have an app drawer. So if you swipe up to access the app drawer, nothing happens because all of your applications are going to be on another page that you can scroll to. What are we saying? What are we talking about? I see my boy Mackenzie Milton right there. Shout out Noel Nation. We're going to get the W this weekend, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know we started off 0-3. It's not looking good, but we got Louisville at home in Tallahassee. Man, we're going to get our first victory this weekend. You know what I'm saying? It's my birthday weekend. They're going to come through for your boy. All the Noel Nation out there, all the Noel fans, Seminoles, man, we going in the win column this week. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. Now, we'll pop back into the settings. Easy home screen. Click on that, hit apply, and then this is what the easy home screen looks like. And again, so with the easy home screen, you do have an app drawer. Basically, it just enlarges all the applications. I mean, so if you've got bad eyesight, whether you're, a youth, a teenager, young adult, if you're, middle-aged, an elder, whatever, this is called easy mode. I mean, so this is just going to be super simple in order for you to access your applications. All right. Oh, and then it also increases the fonts. So everything is super large. So if you got vision problems, then this is probably the setting that you want to put it on to help you out. And also it gets rid of the gestures, and it also applies the gesture the navigation buttons, the navigation bar at the bottom. So right here on the bottom, you see you got the back, home, and recents button right there. All right. So now we'll go back to display home screen and all apps, and then hit apply. And then you see when I go back to that, it reprioritizes everything. And whoa, where's my app drawer? Oh, I hit the wrong thing. My bad. There we go. There's my app drawer. And ladies and gentlemen, these are all of the applications that come on the device. We've got the assistant, calculator, calendar, camera, Chrome, clock, contacts, drive, Duo, Facebook, file manager, Gmail, Google Play Movies and TV, keep notes, maps, messages, phone switch, photos, Play Store, settings, voice recorder, weather, YouTube, and YouTube music. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, that's everything that is pre-installed on this device. Okay, now let's take it back to the settings. Let's get rid of that. Okay. ZTE Locker is just basically when your phone locks, every time you unlock your device, it's going to be a nice new little wallpaper right there for you to gaze at. Okay, some beautiful wallpapers there. Oh, come on, man, get out of there, blocking the wallpaper. But then you'll see when I lock the device, now there's a different wallpaper. Okay, fingerprint sensor, nice and snappy. That's what the ZTE Locker is. Okay, then we've got always on display. I've got that turned on, but I've got it set to come on at the designated time that I want it at. You can have it always on, always showing, which will consume battery, or you can have it display for 10 seconds after touching the screen, which ZTE is recommending, and then it will go off after 10 seconds. But then, you know, if you hit custom schedule, this is where you can go to start time, end time, and then auto off when battery is low. So basically, if my battery reaches like 15% and it's in that turning off certain services to give you some battery sustainability, then it's going to turn off your always on display. That's going to be one of the features that's going to turn off, and it's going to do it automatically if you've got this feature turned on, as opposed to it being something that you have to do manually if you have low battery. All right, now we'll click on more styles. I like this because we can really customize how we want our always on display to look. And I like the fact that we've got that little hourglass look right there. Like, that looks super dope. We've got the little hourglass, the time, the date, and then whether or not we've got notifications down at the bottom. Here's the one when I think that's the moon. And then it has these little sections. So you got animated always on display. And you got a host of them that you can choose from. Okay. Then you've got digital clock. You got a host of those that you can choose from. Analog clock. You've got a host of those that you can choose from. And then text gestures, you've only got 2 of those. And basically what that is like you can have like a text gesture. And this is also on the Axon 30 Ultra 5G as well. But you see, what's that say? After all, tomorrow is another day. And then, for example, better late than never. And then it shows the date and notifications underneath that. So you can customize that. You can text something and just have that be your always on display. But me, I'm a fan of that hourglass with the time, date, and notifications underneath it. I think that looks super dope. So that's what I'm rocking with. All right. And that's pretty much everything, ladies and gentlemen, that is under the home screen and lock screen options. Now we go to notifications and status bar. This is where you can choose, when it comes to your notifications, what you want to have seen on your lock screen. Show all notification content, show sensitive content when phone is locked, or don't show notifications at all. I always elect to show sensitive content only when unlocked. Okay, I don't need people all up in my business. You know, If I'm out in public places and it's crowded, I don't need people looking over and just trying to see what's it, what I'm doing or what I'm reading or just whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I just put sensitive content on the lock screen. We've got screen wake up when you receive a notification that are allowed to be displayed on the lock screen. The screen will turn on and display the display new notifications. So that's basically just if your screen is off and you get a notification, it's just going to light the screen up. You'll see it in your peripheral vision. You'll take a look over and be like, oh, okay, I got a notification. So it's another note. It's another indication that you've got a notification. All right. Let's see. This is also where you can go to toggle the battery percentage. When you click on that, you've got don't display battery percentage at all. And then you'll just have the little battery icon up top right. Display inside the battery, which means I'm at 79% battery life right now. And you see, if I can get the camera to focus, that it's outside of the box. But then if I hit that, then it says 79 inside of the box. And it's really tiny. I mean, so I just prefer to have it outside of the box so I can just look and actually see what the percentage is as opposed to having to squint my eyes to see inside that little box. When we hit advanced, then we've got allow notification snoozing, suggested actions and replies, conversations, notifications on lock screen, and then sensitive notifications. That's under advanced, under notifications and status bar. All right, now for the display, we've got brightness level, automatic brightness, screen refresh rate. By default, that's on auto. Now, on the Axon 30 Ultra 5G, you've got auto, 60 hertz, 90 hertz, 120 hertz, and 144 hertz. Okay, this one only gives you auto, 60 or 120. And basically, when you put it on auto, it says auto select the best screen refresh rate. It is a perfect combination of smooth display and power consumption. 60 hertz standard refresh rate, which helps to save battery. 120 hertz refresh rate goes up to 120 hertz, which makes things appear smoother but consumes more battery. So I let you guys be the judge as to how you want to rock with that. Me, I just leave it on auto because it's not really a big deal to me. And if that's going to be the best option, that's going to give me, it's going to toggle both between 120 hertz and 60 hertz, but it's going to help sustain battery, then that's what I prefer to rock with as opposed to having it on 120 all the time and draining my battery. All right, so I'm just going to leave it on auto for now. And it is on auto fresh out of the box. All right, we do have dark mode. I'm just leaving that off for now, which is rare, but I'm leaving that off for a purpose because as you can see, you guys can see the full display. You don't see a hole punch anywhere, but that camera is right there in the center, but you can't see it because there's pixels over it. Okay, and you could try to look, you could try to see it by holding it at a different angle. Like I don't know, maybe I can see it a little bit right there, just from the glare, from the angle that I'm at. Maybe you guys can't see it through the camera lens, but I can. Yeah, I can definitely see that. I can see a little square right there. It's hard to show up through the lens, but when you turn this phone to different sides, you look at it from the side, you could see where it's at. Okay. Not a big deal to me, but it is there. Okay. So that's the reason why I didn't turn dark mode on as of yet. But trust me, as soon as I'm done recording this video, you guys already know, man, all black everything. I don't know how many times I got to say it. No racist, but that dark mode is the ish. All right. Read mode, night mode, color mode, and color temperatures. Now, when you click on that, again, by default, the phone is on standard. You got colorful and you got soft. I like colorful. Colorful just kind of oversaturates a bit. I like my colors to pop. And so I will put that on colorful and leave that there. But I do like the fact that you have the ability to change the color temperature. You can make it more warm. You can make it more cool. But then you can also take your finger and you can move this around to customize the color scheme to what you want. Again, Customizations. The more customizations, the better, in my personal opinion. I like having full control over my device so that I can tailor make it how I want it. I like that. And so I like the fact that the color temperature implementation is present. All right. Now, that's under color mode and color temperature. Screen timeout, top area settings. This is whether or not you want to hide the status bar, like so, and just black out the status bar at the top, or notchless display, which I'm a big fan of notchless display. So you see when I hit that, then we get that full screen again. Okay, that's what top area settings is. Okay, then we got text and display size, auto rotate screen, and motion. Motion is, with this feature turned off, the motion of some user interfaces will be eliminated or reduced. So if you want to, reduce animations, then keep that turned on. If not, and you want to see those animations, then turn them off. It's that simple. All right, we got sound and vibration. Again, I'm a huge fan of the fact that we have the option to toggle the ring volume and the notification volume. On most devices, the ring volume and the notification volumes are consolidated. That means that they're put together. So it's like you've got one bar to adjust for both your ring tone and your notification tone. I do not like that, because sometimes ringtones or notifications are significantly louder than the other, and you may want to turn one down but have the other one up, but you can't do it with devices that don't give you the choice to toggle both the volume for the ringer and the notification. It sucks. I don't like it. I love devices that give you the option to toggle both the ringtone and the notification tone. So I can have my ringtone as loud or as low as I want, and I can have my notifications as loud or as low as I want. Okay, I'm a huge fan of that. Then we've got media volume, alarm volume, default volume button control, sound mode, when in ring mode, always vibrate, never vibrate, or vibrate first, then ring gradually. I've never really seen that option, but I like that. And so what that is when your phone starts ringing, it's going to vibrate first, and then it's going to gradually start ringing. Whatever. By default, it's on always vibrate. I'll just keep it there. But I wasn't familiar with that feature, so that's pretty dope. When we click on sound mode, this is just going to, whether or not you want the phone to ring, it's selected ring by default, or vibrate, or silent if you want to have no sound at all. Okay? Switch to silent and vibrate. Press the power button and volume button. Press power button and volume up button to switch to vibrate mode. That's pretty slick. Okay, so if you don't want to go through these settings to put your phone on vibrate mode, then you can just hit the power button and the volume up at the same time, and it's going to switch the phone's ring mode to vibrate, and then from back to vibrate to ring mode. Okay, pretty dope. It's good to know stuff like this, so that if you ever need to just quickly turn your volume off like that, then you can just, hit those two buttons and do that. Now, it would have been nice, say, like to have a OnePlus Touch where you've got a dedicated alert slider, but it's not really a big deal. Useful features like this makes it quick and easy to, turn off your ringer and put the phone on vibrate mode, and then from vibrate mode back to your ringer. Dope. Do not disturb media. Okay, so when we go to media, hide player when the media session has ended. The player allows you to resume a session from the expanded quick settings panel. So if you're listening to music, and obviously the media player is showing on the display while your phone is locked, what this is asking you is, when the music stops, do you want the media player to go away? Because a lot of times when the music stops, the media player won't go away, but then you can just hit play from your lock screen to start your music back up if you still want to listen to music. Okay, but if you want the media player to go away when the music ends because you're not going to resume listening to music, then you can turn that on, and whatever you're listening to, the media player is going to do away with itself once the music stops. Okay, that's the explanation behind that. Okay. Ringtones, headset, hi-fi, Insert earpiece to enjoy superior sound quality with enhanced audio performance. Please use hi-fi earpiece for better experiences. So it's telling you to use the dongle that came with this device to get optimal sound for whatever devices you want to plug into it. All right. You know, you can't plug in a OnePlus dongle or a Samsung dongle and expect to get the full hi-fi experience. They want you to use the one that came in the box with this joint. All right, which is this guy right here. It says ZTE on it. So there's no way to confuse that. Okay, you see that? ZTE, ZTE. Boom. DTS sound. Okay, we've got DTS X sound. To me, this is very reminiscent of Dolby Atmos. I don't know which one is better because they both give you options to customize your sound. And I feel like as long as I've got those options, whether it be Dolby Atmos or DTS X Ultra, I'm fine with either one of them. They're both super helpful as far as customizing, you know, media and music to sound the way that I want them to sound. I'm a fan of it. Okay, so you've got active audio routes, you've got wired headphones, you got personal audio preferences, and then listening profile. All right. What's that? Okay, so you got optimized audio selection, and it's going to ask you, do you have over-the-ear headphones? Are you wearing earbuds? Are you, rocking out to an external speaker? Car audio? Like, this is filthy. Like, I've never even seen this part. I don't think I've seen this. This feature is too on the Axon 30 Ultra 5G, but I don't know if I tapped into that. Because basically, it's whatever you're plugged in, whatever you've got connected to this device, whether it's Bluetooth or car audio, it's going to give you options to tailor the sound to whatever you're connected to. And me being such an audio junkie, I'm a music junkie. You guys don't understand. I'm a music junkie. I'm a hip hop fanatic. I'm an R&B and jazz fanatic. I'm a classical fanatic. I'm all over the place with music, man. I love rock music, guitars, synthesizers, pianos, drums, percussions. I love it, love it, love it. And I'm all over the place. I listen to all different types of genres. I listen to classical. It don't matter what color you are. If you dope, I'm bumping it. You know what I'm saying? And so the sound quality is super important to me. Whether I'm got my over-the-ear headphones on or I'm listening to music in my car with the phone connected to the Bluetooth stereo in the car, rocking out, whatever. I customize my sound with everything. I'm super meticulous with the way that I want my music to sound. So this is super helpful. And I think that if you're an audiophile like myself, or maybe not to the extent that I am, but you just like to be able to have customizations to tailor make the music how you want to listen to it, this is extremely helpful. Man, I love that. I love that customization. Okay, and then it just gets to some more of the phone type stuff: dial pad tone, screen locking sounds, low battery reminder, charging sounds and vibrations, touch sounds, screenshot sounds, touch vibration, ringtone fade in. Okay, ringtone will fade in during incoming calls. So as opposed to if your ringtone is super loud and blaring as soon as it rings, and it can kind of jolt you, kind of scare you a little bit, give you that jump scare factor, rather than it just doing that, once the phone start ringing, then it will gradually get into the ringtone. It'll start off quiet, and then as the phone keeps ringing, it'll get a little louder. Okay? That's what that is. Okay, so then we've got sync mind features. Boom. Okay, let's go to features real quick. Now, we've got system navigation. This is where you're going to go to customize. If you want the navigation keys at the bottom, you can customize them, but also you can customize the gestures as well. Okay, and that's what I've got here. By default, it's on gestures. You hit the little screwdriver right there, which is the settings icon, and then this is going to take you to some more settings to be able to customize those gestures. So you've got the Google Assistant. Swipe from the bottom left or bottom right edge of the screen to activate the Google Assistant. I don't want that. Okay. Avoid misoperation by swipe gesture when in full screen swipe and navigation bar area for tips, and after that you can use Swipe gestures, I don't need that. Display bottom indicator. And what that is just the line. You see that? So when you turn that off, there's no line there, okay? When you turn that on, then there's the bottom indicator. Some people may need that. I don't need that, okay? Then you've got back sensitivity for left edge, back sensitivity for right edge. By default, it's on 2. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll just keep it on 2. Okay, you see that? I just used the gesture. It seems to be pretty responsive. The phone gives you a little tutorial right here on what to do. You know, you can swipe either from right or left side to go back. You swipe up and hold to access, well, swipe up to go home, or you swipe up and hold to get to your recents. Okay, simple. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we've been doing this now for I don't know how long, and so, you know, you guys should have that by now. If you don't know it by now, you will never, never, never know it. Ooh, had to sing it to you, man. Yeah. Let's keep it moving. All right. Let me quit wilding out, yo. You know what I'm saying? Let me quit wilding out. I hear my son. He back there laughing at me. You know, I hear you, Zay. I hear you, man. Z-Pop. What is Z-Pop? Okay, Z-Pop is just a drag Z-Pop away from any edge of the screen and then release your finger. Z-Pop will go back to the edge and reveal navigation operations. Okay, it's just an easier way to navigate your phone, or another way. I don't want to say an easier way. It's another way to navigate your phone. To me, I don't want to say it's unnecessary, but it's like I don't really need anything else additional on my home screen, you know, and I'm fine with the gestures and I know how to navigate my device, and so I don't need this particular type of help. But for those of you that need that or want that, then it's there for you. Z-Pop. All right. Record screen. Screen edge mistouch prevention. Okay, so now look at this. You got pink edges right here. Can you guys see that? See those pink edges? Now when you hit medium, you see how I got medium? Now you hit heavy, boom. So this is basically just like the sensitivity or the area in which you would need to swipe from on the display in order for your gestures to function. Now, to me, this is like cutting all the way into the screen. Like, I don't need that. Like, I know if I simply, you know, just tap it from the left or from the right, I'm going to go back. You know what I mean? And it tells you what it does. So for light, a small edge touch area makes edge area more responsive and involves a high probability of touching edge area by mistake. Okay. So it's trying. So this is a preventative from doing gestures accidentally. I got it. Okay. And then you can customize this, adjust intensity of edge touch area based on your requirement. Okay. And you've got from 0 to 10. It looks like it's 0, 1, 2. It looks like it's on 2 by default. But if you hit custom, then that's when that's going to pop up, and then you can, you know, toggle that to wherever you want it to be. Okay, but I'm going to turn that off and just keep it on light. I'm good with that. And there we go. All right, now we got gesture and motion. Three finger swipe down for a screenshot. That's just simply boom, boom, screenshot. Raises the phone to wake it up. Auto answer. Pocket mode. That is if the phone is in your pocket and not in silent mode, it will vibrate and ring at full volume when a call comes in. That's what that is. You got snooze, dismiss an alarm, change to earpiece, touch disable mode, and then shake to turn on the flashlight. Okay, now turn on the flashlight from the lock screen by shaking the phone back and forth twice. Okay, let me see. Because this same feature is on the Ultra 5G, but it is shaky, so. Yeah, see, it's 1 2 1 2. Yeah, it's not coming on. And I'm so used to Motorola, like that chop feature, but I know sometimes when I've done that, it will come on. Yeah, okay. It's not. Okay, wait, let's see. Try it. Turn on flashlight from the lock screen by shaking the phone back and forth twice. Oh, there we go. It went off. Okay. I keep wanting to chop, man. Yeah, yeah. It's there. You know, if you, I'm spoiled by Motorola. You know what I'm saying? Because you literally just chop, and the flashlight comes on. You feel the phone vibrate, chop, and then it goes off. You know, so I mean, yeah, they got to make that a little bit easier, in my opinion, because it's not as or I'm not doing it right. Okay, but it is a feature that you've got. Okay, then we've got schedule power on or off, and then wake up the Google Assistant. Tap and hold the power button for 0.5 seconds. And that will wake up the Google Assistant. That's turned off by default. You can turn that on if you want that on. All right. And then we've got password and security, apps, battery, storage, location, privacy, users and accounts, accessibility, digital well-being and parental controls, Google, system and update, and about phone. So let's just peep game real quick and see if we got an update. It says your software is up to date. Cool. MyOS 11.0.13. Looks like everything is smooth sailing for the time being. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is all for the settings and things of that nature. Now, I do like the fact too that when you long press on the display, you got wallpaper, effect, add a widget, and settings. You can hit effect, and this, just like what we found on the Axon 30 Ultra 5G, you have the ability to toggle your scrolling effects. And so you've got normal, you've got cross flip, which is what I like best. You got wave, you've got cubed out, you've got cube in, and then you've got glass. All right, now I like the cross flip, and that's where I rock it. So you can see as I'm scrolling, I don't have any of my apps on here, but you can see as I scroll, it just flips from one to the other. And I like that little animation effect. That's dope. All right, so performance. Let's pop in YouTube real quick. And again, I'm connected to Wi-Fi. I have not put my main SIM card in this bad boy as of yet, but I am going to. And you can see things are nice and smooth. It's loading up. It's nice and responsive. All right, let's go to YouTube Music real quick. Okay. Pops right into that. Okay, yeah, signed in as Pristine Tech. Yes, sir. That's who I is. Boom. Okay, we'll get up out of that. We'll go to Google real quick. Okay, see, they're already talking trash about trying to run Mike Norvell out of Florida State and hiring Deion Sanders as the head coach out there for the football program because he was one of the coldest alumni. You know, I'm like, I don't think that that's a good move, man. You know, it takes a good 3 or 4 seasons to really see what type of progress a coach has made. It's like, man, give the man time. I mean, you know, Willie Taggart, I don't think Willie Taggart got a fair shake. They ran him out of there after 2 seasons. Again, knowing that it takes a good 3 or 4 seasons to see what type of progress has been made. Make sure that a guy is getting all his own recruits into the program. You know, I also don't really like too much how they did Willie Taggart. You know, not to always play the race card, but I mean, he was a brother, wasn't able to turn the program around, and to me, unrealistic expected time frames, and they ran him out of there. And then, you know, you got Norvell, who, you know, white guy, nothing against him. You know, his track record is proven. He's got excellent credentials, that he's a winning coach, and he's got a winning formula. But again, this is Florida State we're talking about. You know, they will always and forever be plagued, and I say plagued in a good way. They're all, well, I don't know, maybe it could be bad, but they're always going to be plagued by the successes that they had in the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s. That Bobby Bowden era. Rest in peace, Bobby Bowden. You know what I'm saying? That's always going to be the expectation. And then when you get a new coach in there, the expectation is for them to turn the program around super quick. And then when it doesn't happen, they want to fire people before they even get time to, get settled in. So, man, we're rebuilding. No nation. It may take a minute, but, no need to panic. Just give it some time. Give it some time. All right? Give it some time. Okay. So, yeah, swipe up, go to recents. You can see everything is still there. I want to pop into YouTube Music. For whatever reason, it had to reload that again. That's kind of rare. Go to YouTube. It also had to reload YouTube. That's also kind of rare, but it is what it is. Only took a couple seconds to do. And yeah, looking forward to getting my my main sim in here and really putting this phone through its paces. Now let's get to this camera. Okay. Camera notice. Camera provides you with photo and video capture features. This app needs permission to access the device's location. This app helps you to save geolocation for capture photos and videos. You don't need my location. Okay. My location, I like to remain incognito. Okay, so tap and hold capture button for video or burst shots. We'll come back to that. Okay, now, by default, when you go into the camera app, you're automatically going to be on photo. You've got night mode, portrait mode, and then it says for best results, please follow the prompt. This is my first time opening up the camera, so there's going to be all these prompts and things. Okay. Then we've got more. Under more, we've got manual mode, panorama, mono, magic shutter, long expo, watermark, macro, and then 64M. So 64M is that 64 megapixel mode, which things just look super clear. It's not that they didn't before I hit that mode, but it just intensifies the sharpness and the detail when you put it in that 64 megapixel mode. All right, now we do have 2x zoom. And then we've got the 120 degree field of view on the ultra wide lens. Now we'll go the other way. We've got video, and you see we've got a little arrow next to video where by default it's on standard. We've got vlog, movie mode, slow motion, and time lapse. Hit the little arrow to bring that back down, and then here is multi-camera. So it says tap the capture button to generate photos which are captured respectively by main camera and wide angle camera. Okay. So all right. So that just took a picture of, whoa, wait. Oh, okay, yeah, so it's the wide angle camera and the regular viewfinder. Okay, but I know that there's a way, like if you are looking at the device, like you've got the selfie camera face to you, you can record like both ways at the same time, like simultaneously, which is, pretty slick. All right, so we'll get out of that mode and we'll go to photo. And now we'll go to settings really quickly. And when you tap on that, you can choose your resolution, 4:3 by default, 1:1, or 16:9. Then a timer, we get up to 20 seconds, which I think is dope. We got composition, moving, a gradienter, and then more settings. And we'll click on more settings. Okay, so add ZTE watermark automatically. Add date watermark automatically, multi-focus, eye focus, double tap power key to either none, launch, or take a snapshot. I'll just leave it at none for now. Shutter tone, geotagging, volume key to take a photo, zoom or volume. Right now it's set to take a photo by default. Long press the shutter button for video or burst. We'll just keep that at video. Anti-banding at 60 Hertz, 50 Hertz or auto. It's at 60 Hertz by default. We've got save location to phone or SD card. I don't have an SD card in it, so right now we'll just keep that at phone. We've got help icon in the viewfinder, more help, or restore defaults. Okay, that is underneath the settings. Now, at the top left, we've got HDR, flash, AI, beauty. These are little filters that you can see right there, and then the settings. All right, so let me go ahead and just take a quick photo, and things look nice. I mean, they just look so nice and crisp. Nice, fast shutter speed right there. Again, that's a good looking photo right there. You see the ZTE AXON 30 5G watermark right there. I mean, just looking at it through this lens doesn't do it justice. This picture is super clean, super crisp and clear. Now, let's get to this selfie camera. All right, again, this is a 16 megapixel under the display camera. Now, initially launching it, it looks a little cloudy. It looks a little cloudy. Now, this is definitely better than what I saw on the Z Fold 3, because that inner selfie camera is to an under the display selfie camera. Okay, so let's see. Okay, quick shutter speed. We do only have 1080p recording with this camera. Okay, boom. That is actually a really good photo. Like, it looked a little cloudy in the viewfinder when I was taking the photo, but the end result of the photo is super sharp and detailed, much more detailed than what was displayed in the actual viewfinder. So I'm not sure if this camera has, I know that on the Z Fold 3, it's like the inner camera that's under the display. It's like you take the photo and then it has some image processing stuff that goes on immediately after the photo is taken to help produce a better image. And so I'm wondering if this camera also has a similar type of technology, because again, just looking at this before I took this photo, it looked kind of cloudy, and I mean, it was clear, but it wasn't like super sharp and detailed clear like I've seen on some other front-facing selfie cameras. But then after I took the photo, then a lot of those details that I didn't see in the viewfinder as I was taking the photo, I see them in the aftermath of the photo. Does that make sense? So either way, that's that. I'm definitely looking forward to spending some time with this camera. I mean, again, that is a new technology. You know, so far it's been getting slammed and scandalized and maligned, you know, as you know, new technologies typically do. I don't think, from what I just saw, that this is going to be as bad as what people think. And so, you know, make sure you stay tuned, because I'm definitely going to have a dedicated camera review displaying more so that selfie camera. I can already tell that that rear camera is great. It's solid, you know, but the tail of the tape is going to be this under the display camera right here at the top. Again, it looks slick. I like the fact that we've got an all display screen with no cutouts, no interruptions or anything of that nature. But yeah, that selfie camera is going to be the one to keep an eye on. So that's all I got, ladies and gentlemen, for the unboxing for the ZTE AXON 30 5G. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to expose yourself to tons of more videos that I have done like this one. If you're in the market for a new phone, check out my whole catalog. I've got a lot of great stuff on there. Again, you know, this is all to help you guys make an informed decision on what your next smartphone purchase is going to be. And a lot of good material on there. Again, hit that notification bell so that you can get notified every time Pristine Mobile Tech drops a video. Be sure to get down in the comments, Give me some feedback. Hit me up with some questions, comments, or feedback of any kind. And let's talk tech, and let's talk tech respectfully. Okay? I respect your views. I expect for you guys to respect my views. And if our views differ, that's okay. It's okay to agree to disagree. All right? So you guys already know. Please stay safe, get spiritually fit, and keep it pristine in every aspects of your lives. I will catch you guys in the next video. All right? Peace.